Hello, in this video we will discuss about the respiration, the blood gases, and the ABG and VBG, the arterial blood gases and venous blood gases. We will also look at the acid-base balance in blood pH. So let's begin to understand. First of all, I want to share the major concept about photosynthesis. So the light will use from the plant. A plant will use the light in the chloroplast because it is autotroph, produce the oxygen byproduct as well as glucose. So that is why it synthesizes the food itself. So if the carbon dioxide is the 0.04% in the atmosphere will absorb from plant to a plant, and oxygen will produce 20.99% in the atmosphere. So this oxygen will be inhaled because the inside the body continuously decrease the oxygen level will move inside while the carbon dioxide will increase inside to move outside. So the respiratory system. So when outside is the partial pressure of oxygen will be increased 160. So when decrease inside of the body the partial pressure, so it means the inspiration will be occur. While the carbon dioxide will or every time the 0.3 0.04%. So when expiration will be occurred when the 0.3 partial pressure 0.3% will inside to expiration, and inside of the lung is the partial pressure is oxygen is 120. So that is why the inspiration will be occur, and carbon dioxide is 27. So that is why the expiration will be occur. So here is the lungs contain tracheole, and this is trachea which convert into the tracheole, and tracheole to bronchi, and in this way the alveoli and alveolus to a air sac. So this is I am drawing the air sac for understanding just. So let's begin to understand the circulatory system first. Then we will understand about the pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. So this is the heart, which that is contained here is the pulmonary artery, which that is deoxygenated blood carried toward the lung, while the oxygenated blood carried to and toward the heart. So the pulmonary veins. So one of the best mechanism of the circulatory system. So here you can see this is the inferior vena cava and descending aorta. This is used for the systemic circulation, while the pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein is used for the pulmonary circulation when go the lungs. So let's begin to understand. First of all, suppose the deoxygenation will be occur. So this deoxygenated blood can be partial pressure of oxygen is 40 millimeter of mercury, while the carbon dioxide is 46 millimeter of mercury. So the saturation of the oxygen still more. Why? Because when going toward the lungs, the peripheral tissue will also oxygenated more. So the saturation of oxygen is 75%. While when go here is the air sac, which that's contain partial pressure 100 millimeter of mercury for oxygen, and carbon dioxide is 40 millimeter of mercury. So the carbon dioxide will move into the air sac while the less partial pressure are present in the blood circulatory system. So the oxygen will move into the blood circulatory system. After this movement into the blood circulatory system, so the saturation of the in the saturation is 98%, and carbon dioxide 40 millimeter of mercury is the partial pressure, and 100 millimeter of mercury oxygen. So the level of oxygen will again increase. After this increasing of the again this level, it will be moved into the pulmonary vein toward the left atrium to left ventricle. After this left ventricle, the aorta, descending aorta, and as aortic arch, which that is through the blood into the systemic peripheral tissue. So the oxygen level is the 100 millimeter of mercury, and the carbon dioxide is the 40 millimeter of mercury. partial pressure. So the systemic circulation means the oxygen used for the aerobic respiration, not anaerobic but aerobic respiration, for increase the more energy, heat, mechanical energy as well as other things. And carbon dioxide will produce due to the aerobic respiration, and this carbon dioxide is the waste. But this is important also because the carbon dioxide is very important for acid base balance. So when go again back into the inferior and superior vena cava toward the heart, so the peripheral tissue will be bathed via oxygen. So the carbon dioxide will remain 40 millimeter of mercury, while oxygen will be 40 millimeter of mercury. So it means the equal, but it will be decreased when go into the pulmonary artery. So that is, here is the mixed venous blood, which that is deoxyhemoglobin. In this way, the acid base balance will be occur, and 7.38 to 7.43 pH. And in this way, the partial pressure of oxygen is 35 to 40, while the carbon dioxide 57. So in this way, the hydrogen bicarbonate is equal to 26 to 28 milliequivalent per liter. So in this way, the carbonic acid formation will be occur when the more acid, so it will be dissociate, while the 15% hemoglobin saturation via carbon dioxide and 41 to 57, so carbon dioxide will be increased. While here I am drawing the another is the arterial blood gases, ABG. That is, the analysis can measure pH and partial pressure of oxygen, carbon dioxide in arterial blood. So the acid base is the pH, which that is equal to 7.35 to 7.45. So it means it will be more basic as compared to the mixed venous blood, because the carbon dioxide will more, so more acidic. So that is why here is a decrease or increase of oxygen, which that is lead to 100 millimeter of mercury to 80 millimeter of mercury, and carbon dioxide will decrease, and increase will lead to acidic more or alkalosis. So when low carbon dioxide, so the alkalosis will be occur. So here the bicarbonate is normal 22.22 to 26 milliequivalent per liter. So the hydrogen bicarbonate will decrease when acidosis will be occur. When increase, so the alkalosis will be occur. While here is the H2O plus carbon dioxide, which that is bind with the carbonic anhydrase enzyme to produce carbonic acid, is known as the acidosis if increase. So the water when increase, the carbon dioxide will decrease to form hydrogen bicarbonate, so alkalosis will be occur. While the hydrogen bicarbonate increase, so the alkalosis, so saturation of hemoglobin is 98% of oxygen. So that is, the partial pressure will be decreased 100 millimeter of mercury. So when it decrease the partial pressure 80 millimeter of mercury, so the cyanosis will be occur, hypoxia, it means the low level. So here is the left side is the acidosis or acidic nature, because the carbon dioxide will be increased, while the 7.45 is the right side is the basic, and carbon dioxide will be 35. So 35 millimeter of mercury. So here the carbon dioxide will increase to acidic and 35 to 45 millimeter of mercury, and hydrogen bicarbonate will increase, so the normal is 22 to 26 milliequivalent per liter. So here is the hydrogen bicarbonate will be decreased to acidic, while the increase to basic, so the more than 26 milliequivalent per liter, and oxygen will be 80 to 100 millimeter of mercury, while when oxygen will be decreased and carbon dioxide will be increased, lead to acidic. So this acid base balance will be occur in the urinary system, in the nephron of the kidney. So here is the lumen. So the when increase the pH in the blood, so the dissociation of the hydrogen bicarbonate a proton will pump out from the epithelial to the lumen into the nephron, and the clear the base acidic to become a basic, because the bicarbonate will be formed. While here is the dissociation, and in this way this all step is the carbonic anhydrase. And if the decrease pH, increase pH, so the proton will move again into the blood. So this all thing is done here, and I hope you make sense about the respiration and ABG and VBG. So thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, like and share. Bye.